You lent me your jacket on the coldest night and said keep it like it wasn't a big deal, right? I wore it home and sat inside my room. It smelled like you, like cedar, like perfume. I hung it on the hook beside my door, and every morning it was there before the day could start. Your jacket saying hey, in the only way that you could ever stay. Borrowed warmth is still a kind of held. Your jacket was the closest thing to felt. Your jacket, the one I never gave back. Your jacket, still hanging on the rack, still carrying the shape of your shoulder in the seam. Your jacket, the realest part of any dream. I wore it when I missed you on the cold nights. I wore it like a conversation, like you hold right. Your jacket stayed when you couldn't. Your jacket loved me when you wouldn't. Your jacket, your jacket. The scent faded out by December's end, and that was its own kind of losing again. I pressed my face into the collar once, looking for one last trace of cedar once. But clothes forget the same as people do. The fabric held the shape, but lost the you, and I was left with just a piece of cloth that used to be a person, used to be enough. Your jacket, the one I never gave back. Your jacket, still hanging on the rack, still carrying the shape of your shoulder in the sea. Your jacket, your jacket. I still have it. It's in a box now, not on the hook anymore, because hanging it started to feel like waiting, and I stopped waiting. But I kept the jacket. The gym was decorated with paper stars, and you were somewhere laughing near the bars. I stood along the wall in my blue dress, pretending that the music meant me less. A slow song started, and the lights went down, and everyone found someone to surround. I found the wall again and held my cup, and slow danced with the thought of you. Gave up. Slow dancing alone is just swaying in place, holding the air where someone should have been your space. Slow dance alone, me and a paper star. Slow dance alone, you were there but so far, watching you hold someone in the middle of the floor. I slow danced alone and loved you more. Sway to the sun. pretended you came, that you crossed the gym and said my name. But the slow song ended and the lights came on, and I was alone, just slow dancing alone. You danced with her for 2 songs straight that night, and I memorized it in the overhead light. The way your hand sat on her lower back, I put my cup down and I didn't look back. I drove home in my blue dress in the rain, and let the slow song play all the way down the lane. I danced at every red light by myself, and that became my saddest thing I felt. Slow dance alone, me and a paper star. Slow dance alone, you were there but so far. Watching you hold someone in the middle of the floor. I slow danced alone and loved you more. Sway to the song, pretended you came, that you crossed the gym and said my name. But the slow song ended and the lights came on, and I was alone, just slow dancing alone. You hugged me once, but only halfway through. One arm around me, careful, kind and new, like you were asking something with a touch and answering yourself. That's close enough. I stood completely still against your arm, afraid to move in case I broke the charm. A half a hug, 3 seconds, maybe 4, and I spent years wondering what it was for. Half a hug is still a hug if you're in love. Half was more than I had ever been enough. Half a hug, that's all I ever got. Half a hug, but what a half it brought. One arm warm and hesitant and real. Half a hug is still the most I feel. When I think of all the love I've known, half a hug from you beats being fully held by someone I've outgrown. Half a hug, half for you, half was whole to me. After that you waved at the end of things, like the half a hug had closed its wings. I never got the other arm around, never got the full embrace I'd found. Inside my imagination every night, the full hug, both arms arms, chin on top, held tight. But real life only gave me half and gone, and half a hug became my saddest song. Half a hug, that's all I ever got. Half a hug, but what a half it brought. One arm warm and hesitant and real. Half a hug is still the most I feel. When I think of all the love I've known, half a hug from you beats being fully held by someone I've outgrown. Half a hug, half of you, half was whole to me. One arm, 3 seconds, half a breath between us. That's all it was, that's all. And it was everything. The first rain of the season always finds me, catches me off guard, and then reminds me of the afternoon we ran beneath the gray, and you laughed like weather couldn't ruin your day. We ducked under a storefront overhang and stood so close the whole world softly sang. The rain between us and the world outside, and nothing but the dripping and your side. Rain remembers what the heart forgets. First rain always brings me back to when first rain. I'm 17 and soaked again. First rain, you're laughing through the open lane. First rain always smells like something close to love, like standing under shelter. Has made that moment real. First rain, first you, first everything. The rain stopped and we walked out laughing still, and nothing happened, nothing ever will. We went our separate ways before the dark, and I held the overhang inside my heart. That 3-minute shelter became a place I go back to every time I need your face. The rain that started it returns each fall, and I'm back under shelter. 17 with all first rain. I'm 17 and soaked again. First rain, you're laughing through the open lane. First rain always smells like something close to love, like standing under shelter. Never that moment real. First rain, first you, first everything. It's raining now outside my window. I don't run in it anymore, but I stand at the glass and I remember your laugh, and I think that was the closest we ever were. 3 minutes under a storefront in the first rain. Every person that I loved after you had to pass through what you put me through. Compared to you without them even knowing, against a standard you set while going. The way you laughed became a measuring line. Every laugh after yours felt less designed. The way you listened, quiet, still and full, made every other listener feel like pull. You were the first, so you became the frame, and every after you was measured to your name. Every after you I compared without wanting to. Every after you, still looking for the shape of you. The way you held a silence, held a room, held me. Every after you was trying to be free of you, the first, the one who set the tone. Every after you just made me more alone, and missing what came first, before I knew how bad a first love hurts. Every after you. But slowly, slowly, someone came along who didn't remind me of your song, who was themselves so fully and so new that I forgot to measure them to you. And that was the first time I understood that after you could finally be good, that every after you was not a loss, but just the long way around the cost. Every after you I compared without wanting to. Every after you, still looking for the shape of you. The way you held a silence, held a room, held me. Every after you was trying to be free of you, the first, the one who set the tone. Every after you just made me more alone, and missing what came first, before I knew how bad a first love hurts. Every after you. Thank you for being first, for teaching teaching me the shape of love. Before I knew to be careful, thank you for the after that led me through to something new. Every after you was the long road home, and I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I think about the version where you stayed, where nothing complicated or decayed, where we just kept on being what we were. Two people in the same town, undisturbed. I think we would have argued about small things and made it up and bought each other rings. Or maybe not, maybe we would have grown into something neither of us had known. What ifs are the places heartbreak goes to live, and all the versions where there was more to give. If you'd stay, would we have made it through? If you'd stay, would I still be loving you? Or would the ordinary wear us to the bone, and we'd have lost each other while still not alone? If you'd stay, I'll never know that part. If you'd stay, life's only in my heart, as perfect and unfinished and untrue. If you'd stayed, if only you'd stayed. Sometimes I think the leaving was a gift. The distance gave us both a gentle lift to be the people that the distance made, which neither of us could have done if you'd stayed. But then I think of all the mornings missed, the breakfast tables and the goodnight kiss, the version of myself who learned from you daily, not just once, and I undo. If you'd stay, would we have made it through? If you'd stay, would I still be loving you? Or would the ordinary wear us to the bone, and we'd have lost each other while still not alone? If you'd stay, I'll never know that part. If you'd stay, life's only in my heart, as perfect and unfinished and untrue. If you'd stayed, if only you'd stayed. You didn't stay, and I became who I am without you, and I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. But if you'd stayed, there's a photo in my phone I never scroll past, tucked inside a folder I made to keep the last remnants of a summer when everything felt clean. You in the background, blurry in between. You didn't even know I'd pressed the shutter. You were mid-laugh, mid-sentence, mid-clutter of a life that didn't include me specifically. But you were there, and I had pressed it accidentally. An accident became the thing I kept, the photo and the feeling and the depth. The photo I kept, you're blurry in the back. The photo I kept, no looking forward, no looking back. Just one frozen second of you not knowing I was there. The photo I kept, mid-laugh, mid-hair. I've upgraded phones and transferred it each time. The photo I kept still in the folder, still mine. Years pass, clouds change, but you stay in the photo I kept, mid-laugh that day. My friend once saw it scrolling through my camera. She asked, "Who's that?" And I said, "Just a manner of someone from a while ago." No one, and hid the folder back before she'd begun to ask the questions I didn't want to say, like why you keep a blurry photo of no one that way. The answer was too long and too embarrassing. The answer was I loved him still, kept managing. The photo I kept, you're blurry in the back. The photo I kept, no looking forward, no looking back. Just one frozen second of you not knowing I was there. The photo I kept, mid-laugh, mid-hair. I've upgraded phones and transferred it each time. The photo I kept still in the folder, still mine. Years pass, clouds change, but you stay in the photo I kept, mid-laugh that day. I kept a list of everything I meant to say before you left, before the August faded gray. The list grew long, and then the paper tore, and I was left with silence at your door. 3 words at the top, I crossed them out, wrote them back in pencil, full of doubt. I carried all of it right to the end and gave you nothing, just a wave, a bend. Everything I left unsaid is still here, breathing in the space between the leaving and the leaving. Left unsaid, the 3 words and the rest. Left unsaid, the ache inside my chest. Every sentence I rehearsed that never found your ear. Left unsaid, and still so clear. I wonder if unsaid things float somewhere between the person who felt them and the open air. If so, then you were swimming in my love. Song I cannot play since you. It's starts and I'm immediately back to you. The opening chord is your voice in the hall. The second verse is the night of the fall. I've tried to override it with new scenes, new people, newer summers, different dreams. But every time I hear it on the air, the only scene is you, just there. Some songs belong to someone you once knew, and every play is still a play for you. Same old song takes me the same old place. Same old song, I still see your face. Same old melody, same old ache, same old version of the same mistake of loving you to a song I can't reclaim. Same old song, it plays you just the same. I skip it every time, I still hear it every time. Same old song. You played it once for me on your old phone. We sat on the hood of your car alone. You said this one's my favorite, I said mine, and we both meant each other in that line. Now it belongs to neither of us, right? It belongs to that specific night. Hood of a car, mid-August, 17, and a song that still plays everything between. Same old song takes me the same old place. Same old song, I still see your face. Same old melody, same old ache, same old version of the same mistake of loving you to a song I can't reclaim. Same old song, it plays you just the same. I skip it every time, I still hear it every time. Same old song. Maybe one day the song will play and be just a song again. Maybe one day I'll hear the first chord and not feel the August, not feel the hood of the car, not feel you, maybe, but not today. I almost said your name to someone new. We were mid-conversation and right through a pause, your name was sitting on my tongue, like it had never left from when I was young. I covered it with laughter, changed the word, and hope the almost name went all unheard. But I felt it, that old familiar slip, the wrong name ready on a newer lip. The wrong name means the right one never left, still lives inside the mouth that loved you best. The wrong name, yours when someone else was there. The wrong name, still soft your name once in a greeting card, meant for someone else, caught off my guard. Crossed it out in pen and left a scar right across the paper, right across my heart. The new name didn't fit the same old space. 4 letters where your name had found its place. I sealed the card and never said a word, but my handwriting gave what I preferred. The wrong name, yours when someone else was there. The wrong name, still soft, still in the air. I've tried to let you go in every way I know, but the wrong name keeps reminding me you won't. Just go, won't go, won't go, won't go. The wrong name is the proof that I'm not done, still saying you win.